The dead shall serve, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? This better be good. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intriguing. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? Or the Lich King? The restless dead await. Let darkness guide. What do you need? The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. The dead shall serve, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King. What we do. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. Our forces are under attack. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Our remnant town is under attack. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. Our remnant town is under attack. What does the shadow will? What we do. This better be good. The restless dead await. What does the shadow will? This better be good. The dead shall serve. This better be good. Our brethren's town as the shadow wills. For the Lich King, an allied hero. Here's my lead. On my way. Say the word. What does the shadow will? Right. On my way. Aye, my lord. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Our brethren's town is under attack. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? Let darkness As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. They'll all be mine in the end. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Yes, my lord. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Don't wait. This better be. What do you need? What does the shadow do? This better be good. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. For the Lich King. What we An allied hero better be good. Our brethren's town is under attack. Me. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. Our forces are all Lich King. Our brethren's town is under attack. This better be good. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. The restless dead wait. Say the word. Of course. What we do? Yes, my liege. The restless dead await. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Say the word. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. What do you need? On my way! The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Say the word. What does the shadow will? Intrigue. For the Lich King. What we do? The restless dead await. Intrigue. Yes, my liege. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. For the Lich King. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. As the shadow will. This better be good. For the Lich King. Right. On my way. Aye, my lord. The dead shall serve. This better be good. Our brethren's town is under attack. Of course. What does the shadow do? As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let's go. This better be. For the Lich King. What we do? The dead shall serve. You need this better. The dead shall serve. What does the shadow will? This better be good. Tremble before the scourge. Let darkness guide you. As the shadow will. Orders. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. Or the Lich King. This better be good. Intrigue. For the Lich King. Let's go. Yes, my lord. The restless dead wait. What does the shadow will? Die. You need. This better be good. An allied hero has been killed. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. As the shadow will. Or the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide. What we do? Our hero has been killed. Random terror. The shadows beckon. An allied hero has been killed. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? Our forces are under attack. Let darkness guide me. Our brethren's town is under attack. This better be good. Intriguing. Our forces are under attack. As the shadow wills. Our brethren's town is under attack. What does the shadow will?
Take your time.
The
Look
dead
around.
shall serve. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. Darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. What we do? This better be good. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Intrigue.
Our brethren's
This
town is
better
under
be
attack.
What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will.
Our brethren's town.
The restless dead await. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. What we do? The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me.
What we do?
The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. What does the shadow will?
What we do?
This better be good. Intriguing. The restless dead await.
We done waiting.
The dead shall serve.
What we do?
The restless dead await. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. An allied hero. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow do?
I will aid you.
The restless dead await.
Will this ever end?
The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. An allied hero. For the Lich King. Intrigue. For the Lich King. Intrigue. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. None shall survive. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? This better be good. For the Lich King.
We done waiting.
The restless dead await. This better be good. Die! Intrigue. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Are under attack. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. This better be good. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intrigue. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intrigue.
What we do?
This better be good. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me.
If that is your wish, will this ever end? If I must. Let phantom arrows fly.
Our Radiant's tower is under attack. The shadows beckoned. For the Lich King. This better be good. Intriguing. As the shadow
Our brethren's
wills.
town is under attack.
What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Tremble before the scourge. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Die. What does the shadow do? The restless dead await. Let darkness guide. This night shall the restless dead await. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The restless dead await. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King.
Town is under attack.
What does the shadow will? Intriguing.
An allied hero has
For
been
the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await.
Our
Let
brethren's
darkness
town is
guide
under
me.
attack.
What does the shadow will?
Our hero has been killed. An allied hero has been killed.
The shadows beckon.
Our brethren's town is
For
under
the
attack.
Lich King. The restless dead await. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. The restless dead
Our brethren's
await.
town is under attack.
As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills. Tremble before the scourge. This better. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Yeah! This better. At last. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Vengeance.
Our forces are
What does the shadow
Intriguing.
or the Lich King?
Random
Dead shall serve.
We done waiting.
The restless dead
Let's
await.
go.
Intriguing. Let darkness guide. The dead shall serve. Intriguing. Or the Lich King.
Random terror. Random.
What does the shadow do? This better be good. Or the Lich King. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me, for the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. This better.
We done waiting.
Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King, as the shadow wills. For the Lich King, the dead shall serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King, as the shadow wills. Darkness guide me. For the Lich King. This better. What does the shadow will? As the shadow wills, for the Lich King.
Our forces are under attack.
Dead shall serve.
We done waiting.
This better be good. The dead shall serve, as the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Intriguing. This better be good. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills.
What we do.
This better be good.
Random terror.
The dead shall serve. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me, for the Lich King. This better be good, as the shadow wills.
Our
Intriguing.
forces are under attack.
As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me.
What we do.
The dead shall serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the
Our
Lich
forces
King.
are under attack.
Intriguing. None shall survive. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. For the Lich
Allied
King,
hero.
as the shadow wills. Darkness guide. The restless dead await as the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Dead shall serve, as the shadow wills. This better be good. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await. This better be good. What does the shadow will? For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. Intrigue. For the Lich King. Intrigue. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. True. This better be. For the Lich King. True. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will.
My hatred.
The dead shall serve. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. This better be good. Intrigue. Darkness guide me. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intrigue. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. The restless dead await. The dead shall serve. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills.
An allied
This
hero has
better
been
be
killed.
good. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. For the Lich King. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. Let darkness guide. They'll all be fine. As the shadow wills, let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King.
I will aid you.
The restless dead await.
Direct my hatred.
The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? This better be good. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow will. What does the shadow will? This better be good. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The restless dead await. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. This better. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills.
Our forces are under attack.
As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. For the Lich King.
Random tap.
What does the shadow will? This better be good. As the shadow wills.
Intriguing. We done waiting.
What does the shadow will? Restless dead await for the Lich King. The dead shall serve. Intriguing.
Our forces are under attack.
For the Lich King. This better be good. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. The dead shall serve. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. The restless dead await for the Lich King. Intriguing. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. This better be good. As the shadow wills.
An allied hero has been killed.
Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Let darkness guide me. Intriguing. For the Lich King. What does the shadow do? Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. As the shadow will. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. Die. The dead shall serve. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. The restless dead await. None shall survive. I am here. This better be good. The dead shall serve. For the Lich King.
Tremble before the scourge.
As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Intriguing. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow wills. What does the shadow will? Intriguing. For the Lich King. Intriguing. For the Lich King. This better be good. What does the shadow will? As the shadow will. Let darkness guide me. As the shadow will. For the Lich King.
An allied hero has been
dead shall serve. What does the shadow will?
An allied hero is
Dead shall serve. For the Lich King. For the Lich King. As the shadow wills. Intrigue. For the Lich King. What does the shadow will? The restless dead await, as the shadow wills. This better be good. What does the shadow will? The dead shall serve. Let darkness guide me, as the shadow wills. The restless dead await for the Lich King. The dead shall serve. Shadow will for the Lich King, as the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me, for the Lich King, as the shadow wills. Intrigue.
What
This
we
better be
do?
good. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. Let darkness guide me. Let darkness guide me. What does the shadow do? None shall survive. As the shadow wills. Let darkness guide me. For the Lich King. This better. The restless dead await.